Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yonella. Please subscribe. And today I'm doing this video. I am just not in a good spirit. A lot is happening. A lot happened. When those things happen, we learn from them. It's a lesson. But sometimes some lessons are just painful in that way. It's sad. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit of a story before I come to what really happened, what makes me to feel down today. So 2 weeks ago, I'm from work. Trying to unwind. I'm sleeping in my bed, I'm chilling, I'm on my phone, and my daughter is playing with her friends and all of that. And then she comes back, but she comes back a bit early than usual, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. And then I don't mind her, and then she sits next to me. She's busy with her things, and I'm busy with my things. And then maybe 20 minutes or 10 minutes after she came, there was a knock on the door. And then when we opened the door, now it was the aunt of this kid. The aunt was looking after this kid. The aunt comes and approaches me and say, your kid put a pencil inside my niece's what ear. Now the ear is bleeding. Oh, in shock. In shock, I jumped. I'm like, really? What happened? Oh my goodness. Oh. And then I'm asking my kid, why did you do this? What happened? What? All of those things. And then she explained that they were playing doctor, and usually when you see the doctors on the phones or maybe on the cartoons, the doctors, they always check the tongue, they check the ears and what. So now she was the doctor. So she had to check the tongue and check the tongue and check the ear. So when she was checking with a pen, and then the pen went inside, and then the kid is bleeding, and I'm shocked. I'm like, no, let's take this kid to the doctor now. I'm traumatized. I'm shocked. I'm panicking. The aunt is like, no, let's not go now to the doctor. Let's wait for the mother of the child and all of those things. Now, fine, the mother came, and I told the mother, we need to take your kid to the doctor now. The mother was like, no, we'll go tomorrow. Following day, we attended to the situation, and then it was resolved in that way. And then I incurred all of the costs, the traveling, everything. I had to incur all of the costs because it's my daughter that did something to someone's kid. If my daughter didn't do that, that kid would still be fine. So I understood that, and I did not have an issue. Fine. Fast forward this week now. I come back again from work, from school. I'm in the house. I'm trying to unwind as usual. Hear her crying from the passage. I know her cry, so I can hear her. I decided to pause whatever I was looking at. I was like, I wonder what's happening. What happened, in fact? Crying, screaming, and what. Hey, she opens the door. Oh, when I saw her, she's bleeding and crying. And then I stood up, I jumped. I'm like, what happened? What's wrong? What happened? She's like, no, the other kid kicked me. Yeah, wah. And I'm like, who's that kid? Let's go and find that kid. Yeah, but I'm shocked. We went to the parent, and then we reported. Left after reporting. I left. We did not talk much. I just told the mother that the tooth. I noticed that as much as she's bleeding, there is one tooth that came out. The tooth that came out, it's not the baby tooth, meaning it's the permanent ones. So I was a bit worried that there are no chances of this tooth growing back. But at the same time, I was still shocked. So I told the mom, I'm like, there was a tooth here, and this tooth came out because your kid kicked my kid, rushing to come into my place and start cleaning her because I couldn't even clean her or what. I was just shocked. And then we came back, we cleaned and all of that. Decided to go there and check the tooth. Couldn't find the tooth because they're playing outside. So later on, I decided to call back home. I'm calling my mom. I'm like, hey, I'm calling. My mom's phone doesn't go through. Decided to call my dad. His phone is ringing, but I'm calling with WhatsApp. He doesn't know how to answer WhatsApp, so he did not answer. I call again in the morning, following day, and then we slept. Following day, I called my mom. I'm like, hey, Mama, I tried calling you yesterday, but I couldn't get hold of you. My mom was like, oh, what happened? And then I told her the whole story. Oh, she was concerned as well. She was like, you need to go to a dentist. You need to go and see a doctor. They need to check that it's not something big. They need to do x-ray and check everything, that everything is fine. And I was like, oh, okay, I think that's a great idea because I couldn't even think. And then I was like, okay, I'll inform the mother that now I'm gonna go to a dentist. Fine. Following day, which is today now. Today I'm from the dentist. Feel so down. It was a bad day. Today I went to the dentist. My kid did not go to school. When we got there, the dentist was like, no, we need to do an x-ray. And they did an x-ray and then they checked. And then they confirmed that the tooth that came out, it's not the baby tooth, it's the permanent tooth. And chances of that tooth growing back are very slim. Yeah. And I'm like, then what can we do? Because now this is a girl child. This will affect her confidence. Other kids will tease her about this gap and all of those things. What can we do? What procedure can they do to make sure that we don't go that route and all of those things? And then the doctor was like, since your child is still small, she's still developing, the jaws are still developing, actually there's nothing we can do that is permanent. If we do something, it's something that will be temporal, and at the same time it will need to make sure that you maintain it and you change it every year. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, in the long run, when the jaws now are well developed, how much will the procedure maybe cost or whatever? And then the doctor told me it might cost around 30K and above. And I was like, really? And she was like, yes. We finished speaking to the doctor, and then she booked us for another visit. Fine. And then I said she will also book us for therapy. And I'm like, really? And she said, yes, I'm gonna book you guys for therapy. Chances are the kid is traumatized from the whole situation and all of those things. And I was like, okay, I understand it's possible. It is possible because already she did ask me yesterday to say, Mommy, why are bad things happening to me? The other time it was me that did the accident to the other kid, whereby I put a pencil and the kid started bleeding, and then now we were in a mess and all of those things. She was like, Mommy, this being on earth, it's not nice. It's just not nice. And I could understand. Oh, she wrote a note. She said, go downstairs. There's a therapy there, and book. Went to a therapy to book now. Same day to book. I got there. They say to me, you need to open a case at the police station. Oh, and now I'm confused. I'm like, a case? How do we open a case for kids that were playing together and the accident happened? That I'm like, this is confusing now. How do we open cases for kids now? Like, really, this is just not on. And I asked the therapist, and I'm like, why should I open a case? Because it was an accident. It was kids, but yes, now it's huge because now we have the whole accident has cost implications. I told the therapist, and I'm like, no, I don't think I'm comfortable to open a case because number one, this kid plays with my kid, and also the mother. I spoke to the mother. The mother sounds willing to assist me with the costs. Also, she came to me and she apologized. So I'm just not comfortable. Can we please just proceed just with this? And fine, she agreed, and then and then we did the whole paperwork and all of, and then we were done. I came back. I'm tired, and I'm like, okay, let me just relax and unwind. It was a long day. I need to call my mom. I need to update her. I need to update a lot of people about my day. While I'm still chilling, a knock on the door. Go and answer. It's the aunt of the child. The aunt is like, hi, I'm the aunt. My sister told me that this happened. Wah, 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 wah. Hey, we are all mothers. We must understand. We must not what. We must not what. In other words, she was saying we don't need a dentist for this because the tooth will grow back. And I'm like, the dentist confirmed that the tooth that came out is the permanent tooth. So how is it going to grow back? She was like, no, you know the dentists, they want money. They're doing this for money. We are all parents. No parent plans for accidents and what. Like, but yes, our kids, I know my kid will still play with that other kid. But now this accident has some cost implications, and we need to take care of that as parents, and we need to be accountable. And I even told this aunt that I was in a similar situation 2 weeks ago, and I took the responsibility. I paid for everything. So I don't understand why now, when it comes to me, my kid is hurt and what. Now we must just let it slide. And I was like, I'm just not comfortable because I know that this will affect my kid in the long run. It might not affect her now because she's young, she doesn't understand, so that is why I want to find out and know what I need to do now and what I will need to do later in life. So she was saying this, saying that, and fine. That time I'm tired. Still need to update the other parent, and then she left. And then later on, I called the parent. And then she came to my place, we spoke. She was very understanding. She made me understand her situation as well. And I could relate and understand her, hey, her challenges and all of that. The fact that she said she will accompany us on our second visit to the doctor. She said she will come with us, and when we get the code, we can see the code. She can ask questions from the doctor, all of those things, which I appreciate. I really do not have a problem. So the reason for me to do this video is to say to parents, we need to teach our kids not to beat other kids, not to play with dangerous things. And also, us as parents, we need to be understanding of the fact that if your kid does something to my kid, you will incur the costs. I incurred the cost when my kid injured somebody's kid. I took all of the costs. And then when my kid is being injured, I expect the other parent to do the same. At the same time, if she has challenges, I'm willing to meet her halfway, as long as she communicates with me and we have an agreement. And also, the reason I'm also raising this up, because I feel like this is serious. We might take this lightly. This is very serious, guys. We must teach our kids not to beat, not to be violent, not to touch other kids as well, because even touching, it can become a big thing. So imagine if I opened a case for this kid. Yes, they were playing. Yes, they were what. God knows what was going to happen with the case and what. We don't know that it was going to affect this kid later in life. So, and the other reason that makes me to raise this issue is the fact that not so long ago, a few days ago, on Facebook, I saw one of the influencers making a video of how she teaches her child to react when she meets a bully or when she's being bullied by other kids. I was stunned by her advices, saying if the other kid is pushing you, you must push the other kid here, you must do this, you must do that. That is not the way to go, especially in this day and age. I know that when we were growing up, we were bullied a lot. I know that. If you are a parent that dealt with a lot of bullying when you were growing up, I think you just need to see therapy. Go and deal with those issues. Don't teach your kid to bully other kids, because it will come back to bite you, and it won't be nice when you will have to incur the costs. It really won't be nice. Let's not teach our kids to be violent. Let's not, because now you can think that something is very small. It can turn out to be very big, like a huge thing. So we need to be very careful about the messages that we are sending out there. We need to teach our kids to be very cautious about these things. I remember also, I think it was a week ago, I attended a school march from my kids' school. There was a march. This march was about anti-bullying. It was an anti-bullying march. I liked that march. It really opened my eyes as well. I was like, how I wish all schools could do this. How I wish all schools could do this, because it would raise awareness even to the kids. so that they know that this is not the way you go. You don't treat other kids this way. You do not beat, you do not swear, you do not do those things. Mostly because they also invited the police there. They did. The police were there. And they did a speech for the kids. They educated the kids to say, if you bully and your teachers report you to the police, we will come and we take you to jail. And there is a jail for the kids. Yes, there is a jail for the kids. Because other kids, they die in the hands of other kids. Just by bullying, just by beating, just by what. So that is why I'm saying we need to teach our kids not to be violent. Let's not promote whether they're being bullied or what. Tell your kids to come and tell an adult. Whether it's a teacher, whether it's a what. It must be resolved by adults. It must be resolved by adults. Don't say to your kid, you must retaliate and do this and do this and do this. What if your kid does something and maybe your kid kills the other kid? What are you gonna do next? We guys, we cannot. Everything is just critical. We just need to be careful. The way we were doing things back in the days, we cannot do it the same way in this day and age. We cannot. So with me, I was like, okay, it was an accident. We went to the dentist. I never thought that we're gonna need a therapy. But we were booked for therapy. That is how critical things are nowadays. And then I get there, they're telling me about a police station. I'm like, oh, huh? Police station now? Oh my goodness. This is huge. I never thought this is huge. But if I was another parent, I was gonna do it. I know that accidents happen and all of those things. If it's an accident, it's fine. I'm not saying accidents won't happen. They will happen still. But we must not be the ones saying to our kids, if the other kid is beating you, go and beat back. If the other kid is pushing you, push them back, push them harder. No. What if your kid does something that is huge? You are going to be in trouble as the parent. You'll be running around. Are you parents? We must not promote such behaviors. We must be against, because I just couldn't stop praying. I was like, Lord, I pray that the eardrum is not ruptured. I just pray nothing happened to that eardrum. If something happened, can you please do a miracle and just close it back? Just do something. Like I was in prayer the entire time. I couldn't sleep. So now the tables are turned. Something happened to my kid. Still, I'm feeling it as well. Just because I'm on the other side of the table, it doesn't mean I'm not feeling it. To be honest, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. I'm frustrated. I called everyone. I'm trying to vent. I'm trying to relieve my stress, because I'm like, how are we going to do this? Where are we going to get this money? At the same time, I know that this is important, very important. I have a girl child. It's gonna affect her. The kids, they do not beat each other, but they touch now. Touching each other. You do not touch other kids. A boy, don't touch girls, don't what. Touching their private parts and all of those things. We teach kids those things. Because now, if the boy child is, let's say, maybe 7 years, touching this one, I can still open a case. And your kid will have a case of sexual harassment. I don't think that it's things that we want for our kids. I know we all want the best for our kids. That is why we need to teach them these things. And I feel like we just need to start early, because our kids, they learn fast, they grow fast, they develop fast. And also the technology is exposing them in many things at a very young age. So we need to be aware. We must be willing to communicate. We must be willing to teach them these things. Otherwise, if we don't, we will be the ones who are in hot water. I will be in hot water. And when you are boiling there in that hot water, yeah, you'll feel it. You'll feel like crying. Because today, guys, I felt like my brain was about to explode. A lot of information, a lot of things. I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to take. But yeah, it's still a journey. It's still fresh. Stressful. But what can we do? We are here. It's part of learning. My kid had to learn. I had to teach her that you do not put things in other people's ears, eyes, nose, mouth, any opening. You don't. That's all I wanted to share today. And thank you for listening. I just needed to vent. I needed to make awareness. This is not to say my kid was bullied. We must not take this thing lightly. It's very serious. Very, very serious. I hope you will learn from this. What a sad day. I feel for my kid. I feel for me. I feel for the other parent. I feel for the kid as well. It was an accident. Thank you.